thought they were supposed to have started on.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on.
Welcome to Supercars HQ. We're coming to you live from Sydney, Australia. This is Tuesday Night Takeaway. It's presented by The Garage. We'll tell you more about The Garage later tonight. But welcome, Bryony Ingerson. Great to have you alongside me for something that's totally brand new.
This is Tuesday Night Takeaway with no added MSG, but a little bit of added SVG tonight.
Perfect.
How do you think it's going so far?
Not too bad, not too bad. I'll be honest, we've got absolutely no idea what's going to happen tonight, which kind of makes it even more exciting. We're going to be really interactive, though. This is about getting the fans involved. We want questions from the fans. We're going to have SVG on the show tonight. We're going to have Murph, so we're going to get fan questions and throw them their way. But let's just start with what we've got coming up tonight.
Exactly. Let's take a look at what is on the menu for our very first Tuesday Night Takeaway. We're going to start with a little appetizer. We're going to wind the clock back and have a look at the Sandown Super Sprint races 3, 4 and 5. Then for the main course, dig in. Shane van Gisbergen, Greg Murphy, we're going to chat to him too. And we've got a new dating app exclusive to Supercars. You cannot miss that. And for dessert, it's Larko. He is revved up about something. We don't know what, but it will be worth tuning in for.
Yeah, who doesn't love a little bit of Larko for dessert? So, like I mentioned, this is totally brand new. So, we don't really know exactly what Larko's got planned for us. We said, Larko, make us a segment, do whatever you want with it, and we'll give it a roll. And as you can imagine, he's gone full Larko on it. So, that's coming a bit later. But like I said, we've got Shane coming up pretty soon. So, send us some questions in the Facebook comments if you want to ask Shane van Gisbergen a question off the back of a huge run at Sandown. Let's talk Sandown. It was really cool. It was started on Saturday with Chaz Mostert taking an Armour All pole, and Bryony, I think that surprised a few people, but that was about as good as it got for Chaz at that point.
Yeah, unfortunately, his weekend did not get much better for him. He did start off of pole alongside Cameron Waters, and it was a pretty good start. Mark Winterbottom, as we're looking on board here too, got a fantastic start, and we thought the race might have been between the Waters and the Mosterts. Bryce Forward, unfortunately, was bumped wide, and his day ended early, unfortunately for him. But then it was the SVG show. Started
17th, broken collarbone, everybody knows that part, but just picked them off after the safety car period one by one, and then found this battle. So Mostert pitted early, under pressure from Waters, wink up, they go 3 wide down the front straight, and they lost so much time fighting that out of nowhere, Shane van Gisbergen springs into the battle, 3 wide, gets 2 for 1 down at turn 2. No one saw that move coming, let alone Chaz Mostert and Jamie Whincup, and then picks off Cam Waters for the race lead in the dying stages. One of the best exchanges, one of the best supercars races that we've seen in recent times, and Shane out of nowhere with one arm from 17th position with one of the all-time wins.
And then he backed it up again on Sunday with 2 races. It was the Rebel Ampol Racing duo starting off of the front row in wet conditions. Mark Winterbottom, though, definitely got the whole shot off of the start. He made a few moves there. That was good to see. And then, Chaz and Cam, what is it with these two?
I know, they just seem to be like magnets for each other. And once again, they find each other, this time fighting over second position. Chaz did his best to try and redress, so slammed on the brakes. That was a reaction, great reaction down at Tickford. But that brought Andre Heimgartner into the fight, plus Jamie Whincup. Now, this was really late in the battle as well. They scrapped all the way to the checkered flag, but it was SVG getting 4th race win of the year.
And obviously the team super elated. Then it just got wetter. And again, another 1-2 for Rebel Ampol Racing off of the front row. Just look at that car spray. Chaz Mostert didn't have the best of it.
No,
James Courtney got turned around, unfortunately. And then look at this from Will Davis.
It was so slippery in the first sector, Bryony. So completely locks the rears up, goes sliding along the track, just misses Brodie Kostecki, which was good news for Brodie because he was having the race of his young lifetime, fighting with Dave Reynolds in race 350. Get around Reynolds, gets to second. SVG wins the race, keeping the orange numbers on the door. But really, what a fight from Brodie Kostecki to get that car up inside the top few spots.
Yeah.
Turned a lot of heads. Let us know in the comments, what did you think about the weekend at Sandown?
Yeah, fantastic. Great to see Brodie Kostecki getting a podium. And, of course, David Reynolds grabbing one as well. Well, that is Sandown wrapped up.
Yes.
Let's look ahead. Let's talk to our first guest. He's the man of the hour, really.
He is, and like promised, I think we've got Shane van Gisbergen lined up right now, so let's see if we can cue him up and have a quick chat with SVG. Really good to see this guy in form at the moment, in the form that he's in. Shane, good evening. Welcome to Tuesday Night Takeaway. Congratulations on everything that you achieved, mate. Let's start with the amazing stuff. Well done, buddy, on a huge weekend.
Hey, thank you. Thank you.
Now, we're going to throw some questions from the fans your way, but we'll start things off. We saw some news later today, I think it came out, that you've picked up a couple extra injuries for all your efforts the other day. What's the latest?
Yeah, I went to the just surgeon today to check just my shoulder, if I'd done anything, and just make sure I hadn't damaged it. And yeah, I've sort of started hurting, and a lot of bruising's been showing up, and hurting to cough and laugh. And yeah, it was painful in the car. So got an extra X-ray on my chest and ribs, and yeah, broken 3. So yeah, that's not real good, but is what it is. Just keep taking it easy for the next couple of weeks and racing again in Bathurst.
Yeah, look, if anyone who's had fractured ribs or broken ribs knows, it's so painful. I mean, you can hardly move. Have you had time to reflect on the weekend? I mean, it was an awesome job results-wise, but have you had time to look back at it now and go, how on earth did I do that? How did I get through all that?
I can hardly hear, sorry, but yeah, it's I think I got most of it. It just hurts getting up and around, but yeah, in the car the curves weren't real good, but yeah, we got through it.
Did you notice the ribs when you were racing? Did the ribs hurt when you were racing as well?
Yeah, well, I haven't really moved much, so I've just been trying to take it easy, do whatever I can the last couple of weeks. So yeah, as soon as I got in the car, collarbone was actually okay. I just struggled with lifting my arm high enough. But once we lowered the wheel, I could manage that. But yeah, as soon as I got moving in the car and using my core muscles, that's when I felt the rib was really hurt. So I just hoped it was bruised, but yeah, to break a couple of them, probably not real good.
That's incredible. You said that you're going to take it easy for a couple of weeks and then go to Bathurst. Are you seriously still racing at the Bathurst 6 hour after all you've been through?
Can't be any worse than Sandown. Yeah.
And Roland is okay with you doing that?
Yeah, well, I'm racing in the GT as well. So unfortunately, the first week after the shunt was Phillip Island. So I missed that and had to watch that on TV. So yeah, it was a shame not to be there. It was Prince Jeffrey's first race in a year or so, you know. Would have been awesome to be a part of it. But yeah, got to watch it. And now, yeah, look forward to being at Bathurst and sharing the car with him.
All right, Shane, I'm going to throw some fan questions your way. These are coming live off Facebook right now. Thanks for your time tonight, by the way. This one's from Sharon Drew. Question for SVG. You've had a phenomenal start to the year. How many wins do you reckon you could get in 2021? How many wins can you get in a row? Because you're on a record-breaking streak so far.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think about that stuff. But I guess that's just, we're in a pretty special place. And it started, you know, sort of from Townsville last year. We got some real momentum going and finishing on a high at Bathurst. Everyone was just so motivated over the break. And yeah, having Couchy come on board on the 97 car, that just the atmosphere and the team's really good and just on a roll, you know. Things just snowball with the confidence and the team morale. So yeah, things are really good in the team at the moment. So yeah, we just got to keep pressing on.
Here's one from Toby Wilmhurst. I like this. It's a funny way of putting it. Is your doctor happy? So are the doctors happy with what you've been going and doing on the weekend? Do they give you advice on, you know, don't do it, or are they just quite happy to let you roll with it?
Yeah, the surgeon today still sort of can't believe it, but you know, I got all the dressing off the scar and stuff last night, and he checked it today, and it's already fully healed. So you know, he just can't believe how quickly it's all sort of looked after itself. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So go again there in 4 weeks and, you know, have a final checkup with them, and then at the end of the year probably get the plate out. But yeah, he was pretty stoked with how it went, that's for sure.
I'll bet they're happy with the invoices that they're sending out to you and the team.
Busy.
That's for sure. Hey, you said you might get the
I bet.
You said you might get the plate out at the end of the year. Can we have that for our Repco tool chest that we're giving things away? You signed our cans. We're giving those away later tonight, but no promises.
SVG's
we'll
plate.
See.
We're going to get into a trophy or something. Now, Bryony stumbled across something in her research for tonight that is pretty special. You're going to struggle to see it because you're on Zoom, obviously, tonight, but the viewers at home certainly can. Bryony, what is this?
This is, and a viewer has sent this in, a piece of Supercars history. This is the 2010 Team Vodafone, Men of Team Vodafone calendar. It was done for charity for the McGrath Foundation, and we're just going to have a look here. Oh, I just did that, and I didn't mean to. I'm going to keep doing it now. This is your team manager, Mark Dutton, looking pretty schmick. I reckon every day is calendar day for Dutto. Wouldn't you agree, Shane? He's always camera ready.
I can't see, and I'm trying not to laugh, so.
Okay.
Good point. Don't make the poor guy laugh. He's got 3 broken ribs, a broken collarbone, and a tore AC joint.
For anyone who's seen Jeremy Moore around the pits recently, he does. I mean, he doesn't look like this, but he did in 2010.
He just looks like that, but with glasses on, pretty much. So.
Yeah, but the one, and I know you can't see this, Shane, and you've been spending a lot of time getting to know your engineer, but I bet you've never seen him like this, and you probably don't want to. It's probably a blessing that you can't actually see him right now. And I guess the question, I know what you're going to say, but we're going to ask it anyway. Would you ever pose for a 888 calendar if asked?
No.
We thought that was the case, so
Yep.
we've actually prepared a calendar photo for the next 888. You won't be able to see this, but you'll be able to see it online later on. It's okay, it's passable. There's some bananas, a couple of cans of Corona, a Red Bull, a Kit Kat, and you in an ice bath. So, we're real.
Perfect. It's for charity, then it's worth it. Shane, we'll let you get back to it. We'll let you get back to the recovery. Mate, we really appreciate having your time tonight because we know that you've been going through a lot lately, but we just want to say congratulations on the weekend. 5 straight race wins, and we're looking forward to what comes next.
Okay, see you soon, guys. Thanks.
Good on you, mate.
Good on you, mate.
For playing tonight.
Thanks for playing.
It feels a bit like that for Tuesday night takeaway, but that was a really big effort and really cool to have him a part of the show tonight.
Yeah, he's been so busy. He's had doctor appointments back to back. Like he said, has gone to see the surgeon today. So anytime you're feeling sick, you feel miserable. So the last thing you feel like doing is talking to the rest of the world online. So yeah, thank you, Shane, for being a part of that. It's time for another one of our new segments. Well, everything's new tonight, but this one
is exciting.
cool.
We bring on Let's Get Digital.
Let's get digital, digital. We're gonna be digital. Let's get into digital. Get your digital bank account.
Complete with VHS scroll and all, Let's Get Digital. This is a collection of the things that caught our eye across the weekend at the Penrite Oil Sandown Super Sprint, things that have been online, obviously. And, well, there's a bit of a collection of things that have been going on. First of all, big thank you to everyone who has been bringing us everything via the Repco SC hashtag if you want to be a part of anything across the course of the weekend. But one thing that we did notice was Scott McLaughlin live tweeting all of the races from over there in the USA. He was following everything that happened through qualifying, and he put this one up. Ain't going to make race. It will be 2:45 a.m. tomorrow. I'll catch yous tomorrow. Now, that was okay, Bryony, but little did he know what he was about to miss out on.
The race of the century.
The race of the century. So 8 hours later, holy crap, SVG1, I got to watch this race. Massive drive. A complete 8 hours after he tweeted the first one. The poor guy missed the race of the millennium.
He had the best timing last year when he won the championship. This year,
terrible timing, Scotty.
Bad luck, Scotty. You missed the best race.
But keep the live tweets coming, please.
Yes, exactly. Now, we're going to take you all the way back to, I think it was 2007, when James Courtney was a contestant on Dancing with the Stars. Here's a photo of him back then in his beautiful green suede vest, and that's him with one of the other contestants, Patty Newton. Well, we are all about the exclusives here on Tuesday Night Takeaway. Now, we can confirm, we're going to roll a bit of vision, and we have an exclusive announcement for our viewers, which is coming up as soon as we...
You probably saw this on the weekend
Roll
anyway.
tape.
But Chaz Mostert is probably not going to be on Dancing with the Stars.
Well, that's what I was going to confirm. We're looking at the video, and we can confirm Chaz is not one of the celebrities for the 2021 version. I think he was a bit hard done by. These moves are pretty good. I mean, it's no, what is it, waltz or
Not sure.
the other ones that
I
you
think,
do?
it's
Tango?
It had like real Ricardo style
Is
vibes
Ricardo
about
an
it.
actual dance move now?
Is now. I think that's
It
called
should
doing
be.
the Ricardo, just in your race trailer before you get out there and go racing. Now, I spent the entire day yesterday at the ride day, which was pretty cool. And this actually did quite a bit of mileage on supercars.com and Facebook and on Instagram and everything else. Everybody saw this moment, but we had to play it just in case he missed it.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Crompo in all his glory. Have a
This
listen.
is a side of Neil.
Hey, we're live on Facebook, mate. he just flipped off 1,100 people at work.
Brilliant. He had absolutely zero idea that we were live. to 1,100 people who are watching at that moment. I think it's had about 50,000 views at this minute. Poor Neil's mortified,
Neil.
but we're trying to explain to him that it was actually quite hilarious and that people have loved it. But better yet, he was actually out there to do some laps. So he was driving the Walkinshaw Andretti United third car. He was sharing it with Kurt Kostecki, who we just saw in that video, and also the Juice, Jaden Ojeda, who was doing some laps. 7 drivers that they had at Walkinshaw Andretti United. And I was lucky enough, believe it or not, to hop in the passenger seat and go for a ride with Neil. Check this out. This is me having a hot lap, Bryony, with the boss.
Screaming like a little young boy that you are.
Yeah, it's true.
How was NC behind the wheel? Has he lost any of his touch?
No, not at all. He's still got it. He's still lightning fast. We just, like, you get so into the moment, you forget that there are actually other cars out there. So we're flying down the front straight. We're doing 250 k's an hour. And then out the left-hand side, whoa, there goes the cool drive Mustang and Tim Slade. So I felt like I was properly in the battle. Neil hasn't lost his edge. He's still completely flat out, and he had a massive smile all day long. I think he just loved being back in a car.
Is there still a Bathurst 1000 co-driver seat available? Just putting it out there.
I don't know about that.
Well, you don't know about it.
I don't think he's quite got the endurance for 161 laps. He was huffing and puffing a bit. It was pretty hot in the car, but I'm looking forward to seeing him back out there soon, hopefully. We'll get him back for another ride day, maybe.
All right, now we teased it at the top of the show. Here on Tuesday Night Takeaway, we have unveiled a new dating app. Now, this one is exclusive for Supercars fans. You don't want to miss this.
Tanda. It's a new dating app exclusively for Supercars fans. Tanda's data matching analysis uses the best technology from the racetrack to help find your perfect romantic match. Upgrade to Tanda Plus for that extra special attention to detail.
So, is this your first Tanda date?
It's not my first Tanda date, but it is my first Tanda Plus date.
How are you finding it so far?
Look, I think it's a bit too early to tell.
Swipe left, swipe right. No joining fee for Holden fans and just $159.95 a month for Ford fans. Fast track your love life with Tanda.
I have zero idea how you actually talk Garth into doing that, but well done.
I'm going to owe him big time for that. But the good news is, even if you don't find the love of your life, you do walk away with the signed 2003 GRM T-shirt.
Perfect. So. Brilliant. Thank you very much, Garth, for being a part of that.
Yeah.
And, hop on Tanda. You never know who you're going to meet out there.
The app.
Yeah, hop on the Tanda app, download it from the App Store.
Yeah, don't
Ford fans, I'm sorry about the price of it, but Garth sets his own rules on that one. All right, we promised that we'd be checking in with Greg Murphy tonight. If you're watching on Facebook right now, thanks for joining us. Send us some questions because we're about to throw it over the ditch to Greg Murphy. Murph, can you hear us over there right now in New Zealand? What is happening, Greg?
Technology's amazing. I can hear you loud and clear.
Yes.
Yay.
We miss you, Murph. What have you been up to?
I miss you guys too. You're very kind. Listen, there's been a bit going on, actually. I've been driving the old race car, mucking around, doing a few cool things. Life is pretty good. It is a bit weird not heading to Auckland Airport every couple of weeks and jumping on a plane to come play with you lot, but I'm getting by.
You'd be happy to know your good mate Greg Rust is currently watching online. I've just seen his name pop up. You guys live not too far away from each other. He's been on the road for a while as well. Hopefully we can get the bubble opened up, mate, and you two can cross the Tasman whenever you want. We can get you back in Australia.
Yeah. Listen, hopefully, fingers crossed, it's sounding like things are going to change, hopefully sometime mid-April potentially, and it'll mean that, Rusty can actually get home without having to spend 2 weeks in a hotel room and come and see his family again. I'm sure they're missing each other, and I can start, maybe doing a bit of travel across the ditches on the other way. So, yeah, hey, it has been such a weird, strange time. It's just over a year ago, since I was last in Oz, which was at the Melbourne Grand Prix that got cancelled, and we know how weird that was.
Murph, the background of your Zoom shot looks amazing. Did you purpose build this just for tonight? Everything's balanced. It looks really, really cool.
Hang on, I got a horrible feeling we just lost him. After massively talking up the technology, I think we just lost him, but I reckon I might be able to quickly cue him straight back up.
We'll try again.
Yeah, get your questions in on Facebook right now because I think we might have just lost him, but I reckon...
There he is.
Murph, I think we got you back, brother. Sorry, after talking up the technology, we instantly lost you again. Can you hear us now?
Gotcha.
Sorry about that. That was my bad as well, actually.
So you probably didn't hear my question, but I was saying the background of your shot looks like something from a set. Is this your go-to Zoom meeting background? Is it real?
It is actually a real background. It's not superimposed, but yeah, I got kicked out of the lounge because my good wife is watching some reality television, an Australian reality television show, and so I got booted from there to go into the garage, which it's my happy place. It is my.
We love it. Hey, you watched the Sandown Super Sprint telecast. What did you make of it?
I was listening to you guys before talking about it with Shane, and it was just staggering. And what you were referencing before about Scott McLaughlin sending his tweets. I mean, what an epic weekend! What an epic race! I mean, Shane shouldn't have won that race on Saturday. He just shouldn't have won it. You don't win races from 17th and 36 laps. It's just not supposed to happen, especially considering all the drama that he's been through in the last little while. So it was staggering. It was great performances. I mean, but for me, and we can talk about Shane all night, but on the weekend in the wet on Sunday afternoon, highlight for the weekend was Brodie Kostecki for me. Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
Stuff. Over the last few years when we've been doing the Super 2 commentary and stuff, and I was just so stoked for him and what it means for up-and-coming young drivers in supercars.
Yeah, that was really, really impressive, wasn't it? And I think what surprised me the most about Brodie was that it happened in the wet, because typically it's those races, Murph, where we're either looking at the Kiwi drivers or the older blokes. We don't have many of those young guys come through. So that, to me, says that he must have an incredible amount of just raw, natural talent.
Yeah, he's got that raw natural talent. I've been, a big fan of watching him for a long time. He's very smart. He obviously knows what he's doing on the engineering side of things as well. Brilliant on a sim. We know how quick he was on the E-Series last year. So the wet sometimes can be a bit of a leveler. Sometimes it really does highlight, as you say, that talent. And it's just another little string in his bow as far as his talent pool goes. And can't wait to see what else he does in 2021.
All right, I got some fan questions, Murph. We're obviously live on Facebook tonight, so we're going to throw a couple of the fan questions your way. You raced in the NZ Grand Prix, obviously, in the open wheelers, which is pretty cool. This is from Bradley Knight. Murph, how did the muscles feel after the NZ Grand Prix?
It was just a wow. It wasn't so much the muscles at the end of it, it was my brain. My mental side was just toast. Like, I'm trying to adapt this this old frame and old brain into being competitive in a single seater again was a real challenge. And I really did enjoy it at the end of it all. I didn't enjoy getting flogged so much by the bloke that was on the call. It doesn't matter if you're me or anyone else at the moment, you get flogged by him. But it was great. Awesome for the New Zealand GP as a whole. Great for that event. It's one of only two other Grand Prix outside of the Formula One Championship that still has that status, Macau and the New Zealand Grand Prix. And I never thought I'd race in that ever again, right? I mean, it was 1995 was the last time I did the New Zealand Grand Prix, so I never thought I'd be doing another one. So it was a great experience.
Another one here from Aaron Reinke, who says, do you think anyone can take it to SVG? I mean, he just whipped the whole field with one arm. What's it going to take for someone to actually catch this guy at the moment?
Probably a broken leg, I reckon. Listen, he knows that there's going to be moments throughout the year where other people have everything they need and are driving at their absolute best, and there's going to be some great competition. There's no question about that. He knows it's going to be coming. He's just on a roll at the moment, and there's other guys working very, very hard. I mean, look at what Chaz did in qualifying on Saturday. It was brilliant. Cam's that close. Cam Waters is just that close to getting a race win again, another race win. He's working so hard at it. Jamie's going to probably win races this year too. So they are going to. Are they going to be able to do it consistently enough to knock them off the perch at the end of the year? Going by the way it's going, probably not.
This one's from a young fan, loves the sport, big Greg Murphy fan. His name is Greg R. Actually, it's probably a bit obvious. We'll go G. Rust. Dear Greg, I'm a big fan. When can I drive the Dado again?
There it is. You can drive it.
He's got to come home first.
Yeah, he needs to be here to be able to do that. Yeah, absolutely. No, he's more than welcome. He knows that. He knows where the key.
Greg, it's been so great chatting with you, and you're obviously busy over in NZ doing some stuff for New Zealand Sky Sport and Sky Speed, yeah?
Yeah. So we have a great little show that's weekly. I think we're about 5 weeks in, called Sky Speed, and it's a review preview on every Tuesday night right through till December. And myself and my co-host Steve McGyver put that together on a weekly basis, and we have an absolute ball talking about supercars, other motorsport, and also just we go and create stories around awesome, cool sort of car-related topics around New Zealand. So yeah, plenty going on, and but I'm missing the lot of you over there and everybody in the crew and the team, and being up and close with supercars. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, we miss you too. And look, it's not a competition between Tuesday night shows, but if it was, I think we would win.
Yeah.
Well, so far.
I don't exactly know what we offer.
I think ours is live. We're live.
Ours is as live and dangerous as it can possibly be right now, Murph. So.
Thanks, Merv.
Yeah. Good to see you, mate. We really miss you, and we hope to get you back over here soon.
I'm too watching, and hope the fans are enjoying the season so far.
Thanks, mate. The fans would have definitely been enjoying Race 3. Lots of feedback that was pouring through on the live stream a second ago. I've been trying to keep a bit of an eye on it, obviously a bit of an eye on the camera, a bit of an eye on Murph, and a bit of an eye on you. But from what I could tell, everyone very impressed with what they saw from Brodie Kostecki and just loved Race 3. To see supercars throwing down like that, it was old school, it was door-to-door, it was properly good racing. There
is no doubting Brodie Kostecki's commitment, that's for sure. Yeah. I wouldn't say he's kind of a winner or bin it, because he's definitely not a bin it kind of guy, but he drives right on the edge, and that's what we love to see. Yeah, and so many of those other guys at the front of that field, including Whincup, obviously good to see his speed back. Chaz Mostert, once again, good qualifying speed, and you can never write off Cam Waters. All right, enough serious talk for now. It is time for another one of our new segments. Here we go. It's Cameron Waters.
Today I'm watering an Impatience Hawkery.
Interesting choice there by Cam. Impatience Hawkery.
Yeah.
I think it originally comes from about Papua New Guinea. It's very heat tolerant. Flowers from late spring. You're making this up, aren't you? No, I'm not. I've actually done some research. It's actually from the Vulcan family.
Does Cam know any of that?
Cam does not, and I don't think Cam is interested, but we can't wait to see Cameron Waters after the Tasmania Super Sprint.
So he's actually going to do that twice?
Probably not.
Okay, perfect.
We had to work hard to convince him the first time.
We promised you some Larko, and we can confirm we've got some Larko. We don't know how much Larko it's going to be. We don't know exactly what he's going to be talking about. We just said, Larko, you've got a slab of time. Send us what you want to talk about, and we'll call it the Repco Rev Up. This is what's got Larko revved up this week.
Get into what revs me up. Hey, a little bit of a shout out to everyone that's out there suffering a little bit of this heavy downpour and the flooding that's around. You know, in fact, I only just got down my own driveway after Sandown. Have a look at this. This is usually just a little dribbling creek bed, and she's like the Amazon right now. There's no one getting the cows in the other paddock. So, hey, stay sensible, stay safe. Now, what revs me up? Well, you saw on the weekend in the telecast, I did that little piece about Gen 3. Who would have thought? Now look at this. Look at this. How cool is that, eh? Now don't go. I'm going to do this for another 30 minutes. Let's do it again. Let's go a little bit slower. How good's that? I'm just going to stay here and do that all day. Isn't that beautiful? Our history and how we've arrived here, and I think the important take out of that story was really on the journey to get here, we've often been entertainment and we've been manufacturer relevant. Then we come back to V8s, big, loud, fast, and then we go entertainment and manufacturer relevance, and we come back again. And we keep doing this divergence and coming back together. And I reckon it's fair to say right now, we're kind of at I reckon we're pretty solidly heading back to the entertainment spectacle. And I love that because manufacturing, has finished in Australia of road cars, sad as that is. So we want cars that are going to be big, fast, muscular. The drivers have got to drive them, less aero. So we are going in the right direction as far as I'm concerned. Personally, Camaro versus Mustang, wow. But I'm hearing a little bit of back chat about maybe the introduction of paddle shift. Now, you know, I might get in trouble for saying this, but so be it. You know, I mean, Supercars will do what they think is right. I know that, right? There's a lot of work going into decision making. You can imagine the difference of opinions up and down the pit lane. But you know what? I'm probably a bit more interested in what the fans think, what we do in terms of entertainment. Because at the end of the day, above everything else must be, what are we as an entertainment spectacle? Because that's what we do, that's who our customer is, right? Now, why don't I like paddle shift? Paddle shift simply means instead of manually shifting the car, the gears are behind the steering wheel so you don't see him. Driver puts his hand on the steering wheel, probably never takes it off again, and he downshifts or upshifts on the steering wheel. That's bad enough, but what goes in concert with that is electronics around your throttle, so you have auto throttle blip. One of the major skill sets of a race driver is his ability to down change the gears, brake, roll his ankle, I don't know, have a look, nice boots there, but nice blindside, roll his ankle over and blap the throttle, right, to match the engine and gearbox on your downshifts so you don't lock up your rear tyres. Now, a lot of drivers very intentionally downshift early and over-rev the engine to use that retardation as a bit of a, I guess, a driving technique. So what you've done is take away a massive skill set required by a driver to manage his racing effort, right? Now, I don't agree with anything that takes that away. Now, I understand the argument. What's happening is when drivers over-rev the engine, it stresses the valve system. Sometimes the valve will kiss the piston. It does damage. It costs money. But listen up. For me, this is exactly the same as asking a driver to manage his tyres. So if you ask a driver to put on a green set of tyres for, you know, a 15-lap stint, and he goes flat out for 3 or 4 laps, burns his tyres up, well, he's going to pay a penalty at the other end. So if a driver chooses, and some of them are choosing to do this, I can assure you, to down change early as part of his driving technique, and that's costing the team money, and we're going to make rules around that driver's decision, I think that's wrong. I say what we need to do is have the car, the engine, the shifting, all-around driver skill, and let the drivers and the teams determine how they manage that. Otherwise, I'd say, if I was writing a contract for a driver right now in 2022, I would put clauses in there that say, you know what, buddy, 7,500 is the max. Every time you go over 8,200, I'm going to dock $100 out of your contract. And I will assure you right now, you'll barely see an over-rev. And if they do, well, the team will have the money to pay for it. And I'd add to that argument, how is it that, oh, well, I mean, use the blokes around me, Scafey, Crompo, Garth Tander, Murph, we all drove cars in an era. I had my own team. We had H patterns. We had exactly the same problem. I didn't have a lot of money. I survived. So it simply can be done. And I think there needs to be a sign right at the top that says, we are an entertainment business, and then we make our rules beneath that to fit that. Does it put bums on seats? Does it get more people watching on TV? That should be the mantra. If you go the other way around and you make a set of rules to save money, well, here's the answer to that. Why don't you just take the cars, drive them to the end of the pit lane, park them, and we'll do driver interviews all day. That'll save a bundle of money, right? So I think we can be easily mistaken to thinking the downshifting issue is really around accidental downshifts, a bit like what Slady did at Bathurst. Now, that happens occasionally. He had a crash. We need that stuff to happen. That's part of our game. But it's more a technique thing. Drivers are choosing to do it. And I would put pressure back on teams, just the way a driver's got to manage his tyres. He's got to manage his fuel load. He's got to manage his strategy. He should have to manage his engine. So if he wants to downshift early and it costs you money, well, so be it. And I reckon the real downside to this, if we go this route, is it's kind of like everyone can do it, right? So if we grab the soccer posts and we make them 15 metres wider and everyone can kick a goal, who's going to turn up and watch that? I don't want that. I want what I saw at Sandown, which is the best touring car drivers in the world. Changing gears, making errors, making mistakes, braking, heel and toes, downshifting at the wrong times, right times. That's part of the skill of the sport. Let me leave you with this analogy. I was thinking about how do I best express this. So you imagine, I want to sell pies. So I buddy up with my mate, Betty Clemenco. Let's open a little pie caravan outside the MCG after the grand final. And we rock up there and we've worked out how to sell a really cheap, cost-effective pie. It's got asparagus and spinach in it. And no one's buying it. And right next to us, Crompo and Scafey have set up, I'm getting excited, right? This is the good bit. This is the kicker. Right next to me, Croppo and Scafie have set up an Aussie meat pie caravan with sauce, right? They've got 1,000 people lined up. They're a buck dearer. No one cares. Everyone wants a meat pie, right? Do I need to say anything more? Okay, so I'm probably going to get the bullet now for trotting all of that out. No, I'll be fine. But I am going to have some robust debates on the pit lane. I know that. But that doesn't matter. What matters, I want to see and hear in the comments what you guys have got to say about all of this. You guys need to enter into the discussion because the sport is for you. And I reckon I know enough of you well enough to know you hate asparagus and you hate spinach.
Mark Larkham there for the Repco Rev Up. Did you catch that?
I love asparagus.
I got most of that. So what we've learnt here is that he'd like to hear from you guys at home. Send us your thoughts. That is the Repco Rev Up with Larko.
Yeah, already a lot of comments coming through. People are divided. Good to see a lot of our female participants having a say as well. Belinda and Penelope against the paddle shift.
Okay.
Not happy with that. So I'm all for asparagus, though. I'm going to take that up with him next time I see him.
I don't know what exactly Larko's problem is with it, but anyway, it's been a lot of fun so far. I think we've learnt lots from tonight. We need to give Larko a time limit if we're going to give him a subject to talk about. Definitely some tech things that we'll be working around, but it's been a lot of fun. But the best part is we've got some freebies to give away to finish up the night. Bryony.
Exactly. So if you're watching our live from the fast lanes across the weekend, we gathered bits and pieces as we went along, put them all in our Repco tool chest.
This thing's pretty cool, by the way. Brand new to the studio tonight.
It's not going anywhere because it's too heavy to move. So whoever's sitting here tomorrow is going to have to work
sort
on this
work
out
around
of
it.
the desk.
Yep.
So yes, we gathered a whole lot of stuff and then we asked you to sign up to The Garage, which is repco.com.au/The Garage to be in the running. We have picked a winner. Oh, first of all, let's show what we picked up. So we got a signed hat.
Dave Reynolds, which we stole live on air on Sunday morning.
We got 2 bluffs signed by Cameron Waters.
Yep, so
That's
these are
cool.
round the neck, perfect for going into COVID spaces or riding a motorbike.
Rebel Cants, one signed by Jamie Wincott, the other signed by SVG.
Okay.
We have a packet of lollies signed by our producer David Tunnicliffe. So
wow.
that's very
That's
valuable.
terrible. We won't actually send you those, don't worry.
And we have a
first takeaway container.
box
I think we're going to try and give away a takeaway box every week.
So sure, let's try and do that. And the winner
is, I got it here.
Well,
Go
okay.
for it.
No,
Drum roll.
Steal my thunder. Go ahead.
No,
No,
please
it's your
do it.
show.
That's
Go
fine.
ahead.
I'm not going to say it. You say it.
Let's not argue on our first show. Go.
Trent Hennessy.
Yay!
Congratulations, Trent.
Well
You've won the hat, you've won the bluffs, you've won the Red Bulls, you've won the takeaway container with the lollies. Take or leave the lollies, your choice. But that pretty much wraps us up for the first time. We are hopefully going to be back off the back of Tasmania.
Yes.
Which is coming up in a few weeks.
Yep, the Bow Repairs Tasmania Super Sprint, April 9 to 10, I think. Whatever that weekend
10 to
is.
11, but you're close.
Something like that. Yep. Well, you can get there on the 9th. There might be something to see.
Sure,
Who knows?
there's always
Come down, say
something to see
hello
in
to
Tassie.
us.
Launceston's the best. We'll be adding some more tools to our super awesome Repco tool chest. Go check out The Garage, by the way. It's your one-stop shop for everything supercars, exclusive content. It's really cool. So go sign up, just like Bryony said. And you could be winning what's in the tool chest next week.
Absolutely. So we'd like to thank our guests tonight, Shane Van Gisbergen, Greg Murphy, and of course Larko for his contributions. Keep the comments coming in. What did you like? What didn't you like? We probably won't pay attention to that bit. We'll just read the bits
we like anyway.
The bits we like. And I was going to say we'll see you next Tuesday, but we
ordered some pizzas like an hour ago, so we're going to go chase those down because it is Tuesday night takeaway after all. And we'll see you guys after Tassie. Thanks for everything so far tonight. It's been a new experience. We are live from Supercars head office for the very first time. But thanks for watching. We'll see you guys after Tassie on Tuesday night takeaway.
Bye for now.